so we'll do that as well. All right, so we're recording now. All right.
Don't mind me. I'm laughing at your fox avatar because he's just janky.
Yeah, he's a little cute and adorable, isn't he? All right. It's funny because I use him on the political channel and people think I'm a furry. I'm like, no, trust me, I'm really not. I'm using this just to annoy you because it bugs the crap out of like certain political people, and I'm using this deliberately to annoy you, and they bite so frigging hard on it. They literally hate this thing, and the more they hate it, the more I keep using it. But anyway, let's jump into it.
Well, I'm gonna stop and pick up the girls from school.
All right, man.
But
all right,
I'm gonna go home and mess around a little bit and probably plug up the VR. I might fly around in VR for a little bit just to kind of see.
Yeah, get a test.
What my limits are.
Yeah.
But I'll be back in a little while.
Okay,
all right, man. See you then.
Catch you, bud. All right, let's get this started.
Mm-hmm.
Who here hasn't dreamt of receiving a distress
Ready
call
when
from
you
a ship
are.
in space, accepting it, and then arriving on site to find an 890 jump that's been overrun by bandits and are in direct conflict.
Called it. I'm just gonna say I called it.
With the security forces on board. Well, that precise scenario is exactly what the mission feature team are working on right now. And soon, you and your friends will be able to swoop in and save the day in the upcoming Alpha 3.8. Let's find out more.
Okay, so we know what it's called. It's called Rescue the Hijacked 890. Okay, so it's very original. So if you see that coming up in 3.8, that's the mission you want to do. What was the rewards on it, though? The rewards are 10,000 plus bonuses. Holy shit. That is nice.
We've always wanted to do a mission inside of ships. Obviously, we've always wanted AI running around inside ships. So always been a plan. But it wasn't until the 890 jump came along that we saw how viable that was and how big of an opportunity it would be to miss, really.
What planet are they above there? Because I don't recognize this planet.
Well, in the roadmap, I think 3.8 is bringing in like 4 new planets.
Yeah, so it brings in microtech and it brings in a whole bunch of moons, right? But like, I do not recognize this at all. This could be microtech. It could be why it could be microtech because microtech is a nice planet, so it would be white from space.
Probably.
So maybe this is a view of what microtech is going to look like. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
Let's go. Yeah, and also I'd say now he's got God mode on too.
Yeah.
Like, like he's not dying or he's not getting hit at all. Like,
well, that would suck showing you a mission and
maybe. But I don't know. I'd like to see how hard it is. Like, this looks like it's full on.
Well, see, here's the thing though. If this is because in 3.8 they're also going to have a AI update, so it's going to get a lot harder.
True.
And so when this mission comes out, you got close quarter combat, ship to ship.
Hmm.
You know, it's you're gonna get ganked. I don't even think most players when they first start this, they're getting out of that hangar alive.
Yeah, I'd like to be honest. And landing in the hangar and taking them on in the hangar bay is stupid ass decision. Like, I would like to know, like it is the worst place to come in. Like, oh, you guys are military, you would know this. Like, it's open space.
Yeah.
That there's entrances in multiple locations. The worst place you could ever land is in the freaking hangar bay.
So, the first thing that you want to do when you're attempting to hijack or take something over is you have to secure it.
Yeah.
So coming straight in through the hangar with a 5-man team,
Mm.
yeah, that's not bad. Even though it's the biggest thing, it's quick insertion, and then you bring the rain, you lay down the firepower, and you secure room by room.
Yeah, but
You know,
he's doing this solo for a start.
Well, yeah, you know, just as a demonstration. I mean,
Yeah.
You and me and Bruna and Red and Mayhem, you know, 5-6-man team.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be far different, but that's, you know, so
Yeah.
continue the video, and because so far we got 3 guys. I want to see how many, you know, they're going to put. Are they going to put 10? Are they going to put 15?
Well, I think there
You
was
know,
more
I
than
don't know.
3. Actually, let's
Oh
see.
yeah.
Let's
Well, no,
rewind.
there were 3 or 4 maybe in this room.
Right. So there's there's 1. There's 2. There's 2. That's 3. That's 4. 5.
Yeah.
6.
5 to 6.
And 7.
That's 7.
Yeah,
So
7.
7 guys right when you come in.
Yeah, 7 when you start, and you haven't even made it past the first door.
Pop flashbangs, throw a couple of frags, you know,
Yeah.
defilate out toward the corners and set up a crossfire, secure this room, and then either go fore or aft and, you know, gain control of the bridge.
See, to me, for a better entrance, would be going up through the rear entrance, the rear airlock door.
You could, however, we'll see how they'll that, you know, like let's say it's locked. How are you going to open it? You going to hack it? And
Sure.
then as soon as it's open, are they going to be alerted to possible breach?
Well,
You
it
know,
does say disable the hack before it's completed, and you've got a minute to do it.
Okay.
So you've got a timer on this as well.
Yeah.
So that's interesting mechanic. But we'll
Yeah.
probably keep going.
Let's see how it goes.
So this mission is an 890 jump that's been hijacked out in space, and the player's been tasked with going, clearing out the hijacking pirates, and cancelling the hacks that are currently ongoing inside the ship. So you'd receive this mission via the Moby Glass, and you'll receive a waypoint to direct you to the 890 jump. When you get there, you're going to see ships that have dropped off the pirates into the 890. They're going to be trying to eliminate you and stop you from EVAing your way inside. Once you take those ships out, you'll be able to get out of your ship, EVA down inside the 890 jump, eliminate the pirates that are inside the hangar. From there, there's going to be security inside the ship that you can try and save as much as possible. Make your way down to the back of the hangar and try and cancel the hack that's ongoing within the 890.
The mission ends successfully when all of the hijackers are cleared out, when all of the hacks are prevented. It's failed if you fail to prevent the hack in time.
I think it was 3.9 or whatever on the roadmap that is going to implement a grenade launcher. I want that.
Yeah, supposedly a grenade launcher and a missile launcher too, like the old
Yeah.
Unreal Tournament style. So it looks like in every room there's about 5 or 6 guys in every room. So
Yeah.
at the
This would be a
moment,
pretty quick mission.
yeah. So at the moment, I think we're up around 20 of them. Like there
Yeah,
was
I'd say at least 15.
7 at the first
Yeah.
room, plus say
And then
5
5.
in the in the engineering, plus there's another
Yeah.
5 here. So
This is
What
going to
do
be
we-
a hard mission.
so 17, yeah.
At this point in development, the most challenging aspect of the mission is going to have to be finding the hack points. Because they're varied every single time that you run through the mission, you're never going to know exactly where they are.
This mission is totally shareable. It's intended to be played in a 4 or 5 man team. You will really struggle to do it on your own. I'm sure plenty of people will succeed. They'll take the reward, you know, undivided. But yeah, I think we're aiming to make it about, you know, a 4-player mission.
From this mission, I hope the players can see a lot of variety that we're trying to bring into the missions of the PU. There's multiple different aspects that we're trying to bring together with all the tools and technology, and I hope that people really see that this is what we're pushing for moving forwards.
Sound. If sight can give us all the information that we need, and smell is pretty good at evoking a sense of memory and experiences past, of the 5 senses, it's sound that most often stirs the imagination. It forces the brain to fill in the gaps with our own expectations and fears. And that's why this week, in our seasonal break from format, we're taking a look at those that design sounds for Star Citizen and find out what it's like to add life and personality to the persistent universe. Check it out.
As part of my degree, I did like one module on sound to picture. From that day, I was just constantly looking at how can I become a sound designer, found out what a sound designer was.
I think some people think that we're DJs still, which baffles me.
A lot of people always go like, so do you write the music? That's the first thing they jump to. It's like, do you write the music? It's like, no, I don't.
You know, a big pivotal moment where you watch a film like Jurassic Park and you go, that's an awesome film. But when you really think about it, the sounds of dinosaurs don't exist. It's all been generated, right?
Sound is everything that is not dialogue or music.
I'd say if you've ever done any cooking and you've used ingredients to make a particular dish, it's similar to that, except our ingredients are sounds.
The hardest part to explain is how you make the sound. So like, they're like, do you just go out and record that? And you're like, well, no, because the real world sounds awful compared to what you'd expect it to in a game. It's not as simple as recording those sounds and implementing them in game.
I can only explain these things through analogies. I like the idea of taking something, a visual element in the game, and serving it and making it feel realistic or grounded.
Me and Colin are always just like, the sound design of the real world is terrible, isn't it? Like, that shouldn't sound like that. But like, you know, it's like simultaneously the best and the worst.
If a big part of audio is about not being noticed, that's not necessarily something that sits badly with me.
Audio is really important to the Star Citizen experience because what it does is it adds loads of weight to the gameplay.
What we try to achieve is a sense of immersion in the character.
And it adds just the overall sparkle, which I think is nice to, you know, adds an element of coolness too. We can throw that in, but yeah, it's 50% of the experience, I think.
Working on a project that people can actually play, it's got some challenges. I mean, it's good and bad, because we can get the feedback from people straight away saying, this thing sounds great. Like when I finished the caves, I was thinking, maybe it's going to be too loud, maybe there's too much going on, maybe there's not enough. But then when I got the feedback that people said, actually the caves are sounding quite good, you know, it helps, and it's like, where could we go from here? How could I take this a step further?
Yeah, that echo is freaky.
You can go down the wrong...
in those caves.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you now, CIG do an amazing job when it comes to sound. Like, their sound is on point. There's look, yeah, CIG obviously, you know, Star Citizen. It's had a rocky development. There have been some missteps, but I'll tell you now, sound, like just recently with updating the quantum jump and everything like that. Like, dude, that literally sounds like you're punching through space.
Yeah.
Like, it is insanely cool. Like, yeah, their sound is, it's beautiful. It really is absolutely beautiful.
On track with something creatively, and it gives you very little time to be able to backtrack and start over again. It can be a little bit painful sometimes when you feel you haven't done your best work in the first iteration and it's gone out there. Because of the open nature of this development, you know, we can always go back.
Everyone knows that working on a game is a huge collaborative process. You know, we're dealing with 4 studios across the world. Just geographically, sometimes that can cause difficulties because, you know, people are dealing with different time zones and stuff like that.
You'll get something perfect, and then you'll come in the next day and they'll just be like, okay, we've changed the level. Now this corridor no longer leads to this place. It doesn't lead to there from this place. And you're like, oh, I just spent all of yesterday, like, you know, placing all the ambience for this, and now I've got to do it all over again.
So the best and the most difficult part is you always have to consider various scenarios and contexts. But one good thing about the audio team is we're centralized. So the entire audio department, entire audio team is here in the UK.
It's good working with a team. You learn a lot quicker. I never really realized that before working here, because I just done freelance stuff by myself. But when you work with a team, it just adds so much more realism and depth to the game that I don't think you could really achieve without a team of sound designers.
So what did we learn about this week? We learned that with the addition of big ships like the 890 Jump and the advent of new features like mission sharing, there are more exciting opportunities for gameplay in the Star Citizen universe than ever before. That for those that design sound, it's more than just attaching noises to things. They bring a sense of life and depth and personality to any scene that they work on. Now remember that CitizenCon is just 2 short weeks away, and with over a dozen different panels and presentations and demos, there'll be more Star Citizen development updates than you can shake a stick at. So for Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching. For the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42, you can subscribe to our channel, or you can check out some of the other shows, and you can also head to our website at www.robertspaceindustries.com. Thank you very much for watching.
Alright. I liked it. It was a short episode. It was only like 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 55 seconds. So it's short, but we're coming up to CitizenCon. So I was kind of expecting them to be a little light on that. Just because of the fact they don't want to really show off anything that is going to be at CitizenCon, because it's going to ruin the surprise.
Oh, well, yeah. I have a feeling that this CitizenCon is going to, they're going to reveal something huge.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be jump points. So I think it's going to be a jump point change system.
Yeah.
Like they've literally named one of the stages after one of the explorers in Star Citizen lore. So yeah, there's
right
that.
On.
Yeah. Okay. So apart from that, the 890 jump mission, I'm really interested to see. What they say that was coming in 3.8.
Yeah.
I think that. Yeah, I think it was 3.8. So we still don't know what's in 3.7.2. That I'm like, okay, what are we doing with that? Apart from that, the game looks interesting. The mission looks interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if you're going to be able to attack in different areas, or if you always have to go through that hangar bay or whatever.
I wonder if after you complete it, do you get to fly it back? Because that would be nice.
Probably not. You probably take your own trip back.
Show up at Port Altasar in about 5 hours. Let's go hit the wet bar, you know? Just go take it on a luxury lot that you just recovered.
Well, that's the thing. At the end of the day, like, the only places the 890 can land is Hurston or Arcorp.
Oh,
so,
yeah. You know,
but it's a short jump between wherever it is, anywhere on that system to that. Because, that can do... That's got a capital-sized jump in it.
I mean, you know, being private service, I could just kind of think of this, you know, like Marines or, you know, Australian SAS. You know, you're tasked out 5-4, you know, 6-man squad to go and recover this yacht that was taken over by terrorists. And you go in there and you just, you know, rip shit apart. And maybe, you know, the terrorists, you know, killed a few, but you've got like 12 hours before it sails back. And the crew's like, hey, y'all hungry? You want a drink for saving our lives? You know, it's like, you know, you do this mission and you're all fucking, you know, tired and you know all the adrenaline wears off and then you're just chilling in the lap of luxury for mission end. You
Well,
know?
yeah, you know, it's got a swimming pool, it's got a sauna, it's got a
Oh
bar,
yeah.
it's got a
I mean,
restaurant.
you come to port and there's your colonel. You know, have a good time, and everybody's just like, you know, got shitty grins on their
Yeah.
faces, still probably half tanked. You know, and
Well,
just give
walking off with a
say,
bottle.
mission completed, sir. You know,
Mm.
that'd be a great scene for a movie.
Yeah.
You know, that'd just be hilarious.
Yeah. So I like the mission. I want to see how it goes. I want to see how in depth it is. But I have a funny feeling we're gonna have a lot of fun playing it.
Oh
But yeah, apart from that, sound obviously. Look, sound's important in Star Citizen. Just even the effects, you know, like when he comes in for that hero landing sort of thing. You know, the sound for the wind and then the thud when he lands. It sounds frigging amazing.
Well, it's like the old argument for movies or TV shows. You know, when to add music, when to not add music.
Yeah.
I challenge anybody, go watch Star Wars, the original Star Wars, without sound. Just absolutely without sound. You know, or without music. You can keep the sound, but just you know, take the music out. The music adds a degree of immersion in the story.
Oh yeah.
And what they were saying is exactly right. When, you know, it's 50% of it, the ambience. When you're walking through the caves and you hear the distant echo from your footsteps.
Yeah.
You know, what that does is even though you hear your footsteps, it's that echo that gives the cave depth.
Yeah.
You know.
And the caves sound amazing too. Like they've done such a good job. Like,
especially after you got done mining a rock and it blows up and you could hear it echoing throughout the entire cave. Oh, that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, sound design. Look, in Star Citizen, sound design, it really is on point. And like you say, it is a fundamental important when it comes to playing Star Citizen, because it's without sound. It's a very everything is boring without sound.
Of course.
Like you say, try and watch a movie without sound, and it sounds you get bored. You really do.
You need the sound.
Yeah. So look, at the end of the day, obviously sound's important. Look, yeah, I think this was a bit of a filler episode. At the end of the day, I think they're trying to hold off on content because of CitizenCon. Yeah, sure, but I still think it was a pretty good episode. We got to see the 890 jump mission, which was really cool. Yeah. But we have to wait for 3.8. Did he say?
Direct conflict with the security forces on board.
You know what? Let me look at the roadmap. See if I can find
an 890 jump that's been overrun by bandits and are in direct conflict with the security forces on board. Well, that precise scenario is exactly what the mission feature team are working on right now. And soon, you and your friends will be able to swoop in and save the day in the upcoming Alpha 3.8.
Yeah, he said Alpha 3.8.
Okay.
So, yeah. So
we're going to go through, what, 3.7, 0.2, maybe a 0.3.
No, 0.2, they said it's going to be the last one for 3.7.
Roadmap is down for maintenance.
Yeah. Yeah. They actually had a maintenance review, so they might be doing some back-end stuff.
Yeah,
Which makes me wonder what that may be. Is that more server-side OCS related?
Well, we'll see. I mean, you know, in comparison to other games, because I remember watching, it was an interview with, I think, Chris Roberts and a couple of other the lead people, and they were saying before they were having some problems getting, you know, because like he said in this video, there's 3 or 4 studios worldwide, and the time zone changes and all that stuff is, you know, somewhat difficult. But they were saying that they went to this quarterly plan. And ever since they implemented this quarterly plan for bug fixes and feature, you know, implementations and development like that, and one of the things that they were talking about is like, this quarter we're going to focus on putting features in, and then the next quarter we're going to focus mainly on bugs and stress tests, you know, and maybe throw in a couple of features. They, you know, they were able to break up the workload that way, and from what I saw, when they implemented this quarterly workload plan, their numbers for player base jumped a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean a lot, you know, and it's because you know, that end, they're compared to any other video game production company and style that I've seen, the contact and the constant updates with the community and the feedback and, you know, group streams for all the backers and things like that. You know, it's not just we're going to tell you what we're going to throw in. No, you guys tell us what's going on, and we're going to try and fix this and yada yada. That cohesion between the player base and developers is awesome, and I've never seen anybody else do it quite like this, except for, you know, like maybe there's one or two guys and they're making a game on Steam. Yeah. You know, that's free to play, early access, and they're going through the comments like that. CIG just went all out on this, and it's showing.
So we do have a image which I'll bring up, which actually has stats, right? And this shows where people play, what sort of what sort of mission people choose, PvP, PvE, stuff like that. So, cities and stations, Lawville is third, Grim Hex is second, and first is Area 18, which is really surprising, because I thought it would have been Port Alizar. So, Port Alizar is not even on this list.
Yeah, I don't even see Port Alizar.
No, so I wonder where that is. And apart from that, planets, asteroids, and moons, Arcorp got 15%, Daymar got 11%, Yellow got 18%, Hurston got 27.69%, Selin got 8%, Delamar got 13%, which is obviously Levski. Aberdeen got 192%. I don't even know how it got 192%, but anyway. What?
Oh, wait. Where are you looking at?
So on the far right, on the far right side, I'm going down them.
Okay.
That
looks like, because I'm real close to my screen, 1.92% for Aberdeen.
Oh, maybe.
Walla got 1.48, and then Ariel got 1.26. Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Yes. So maybe.
Very small.
Yeah. So maybe that's 1.92%, 1.4% for Aberdeen, 1.26 for Walla, 0.89 for Ariel, 0.52 for Magda, and 0.48 for Ida. Sorry, guys. So look at the end of the day, that I found was interesting, and that size down for maintenance. But yeah, so roadmap, that's tomorrow. Yeah. But yeah, so look, at the end of the day, yeah, I don't know. Look, I think it was an alright episode. Like I say, I'm not expecting a lot from Inside Star Citizen for the next few weeks. Because CitizenCon. Yeah. You know, after that, and then obviously after that they'll go on hiatus again. So start of next year, I'm expecting it to sort of come back and to be back to its usual self. But this is a 9-minute 55 episode with basic fillers. So they're still pushing the 10 minutes almost, which is not bad. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I will get into Star Citizen one day.
Yeah.
And you understand my limitations?
Yeah. Computer.
I just have to exercise a large amount of control because I want that 890 jump.
Yeah. The 890 jump is really nice.
Yeah. I had when I saw a YouTube video, guy was talking about it. I had no idea it was that big.
Oh yeah.
I thought the Caterpillar and the Freelancer or whatever. I thought those were big shits. No. I was sorely mistaken.
I was watching someone else's YouTube video the other day, and they walked in Hurston and they saw the 890 jump, and this must be their first time seeing the 890. and it was just them with their mouth like wide open, going like, "Wow, this is frigging insane." You know, there were quotes or memorable quotes like, "Oh my god, the landing gear is bigger than my body." Like it
Well,
is.
that was like when you showed me the Idris that day.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, that's a big ship, and then you got closer, and it was like, wow, that's a really, and then you got all the way up to it. It's like, dear God, that is a huge.
Yeah.
That's another one I want.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Self-control.
Well, I'm gonna need a couple of those Idrises for escort for my 890 jump.
Well,
I got places to go, deals to make, and
that's the best thing about being in an org, right? So, like with the org that I'm in, I don't know how many Idrises they've got, right? But I've been told it's enough. But I was going to say, but the org I'm with, at the end of the day, that's the best thing. Is like, for example, they can turn around and say, "We're taking the Idris out. Who wants to come aboard?"
Yeah. I just want it. I don't want to be a passenger. I just want it.
Yeah, but I don't know if you're going to be able to pilot it on your own though, or even with a small crew.
Well, we'll figure it out. Hop on in, gamer. You're my co-pilot.
Okay. Yeah, you, Bruno. Yeah. Red.
How many crew are you gonna need, like the 890 jump or the Idris, to actually fly it? I mean, kind of the thing. I don't know. I mean, it's really interesting direction they're going because, are you going to be able to like just on the flight control and then like shields and weapons are going to be on like a tactical station? Is there going to be a navigation station?
I think so.
Are they going to break it up to where one pilot can't do all of it, to where you have to have?
So the minimum crew for the Idris is 8.
Oh jeez.
See,
now we're talking about like guilds.
Yeah, but that said, they also want to go through and put in AI, so you can hire AI for crew.
That's going to be crazy.
Yeah. So
I mean, their AI is working pretty good on like stations, and I'm curious to see how they're going to do it for ships.
Well, the AI.
I can't wait.
I was going to say the AI seemed a little janky in that when you, like, for example, more.
Yeah, it's in its early stages.
Yeah.
Like that one day, I think either you or Bruno or both of you guys were playing, and one of you guys are going through, I think it was Port Olisar.
Yeah.
And there's all those security guards, like, weapons ready, aiming at a door. It's like, what's going on? And then this, one player runs through and they pay him no mind, but it's like, okay, they've got that, I mean, I'm really curious to see how they're going to do it, and when you start getting into AI and this kind of programming, it gets extremely complex.
You also got to remember,
I don't doubt they can pull it off.
Well, yeah, you also got to remember too, they don't have server-side OCS running on this build as far as we know. So that means they're still running on overloaded servers.
Yeah. So we'll see, how it works out. I'm sure they can do it. I've got a lot of faith in them that they can do it.
But yeah,
I just want to see how they're going to do it.
The fact he has to play this with God mode on is probably telling you that you're going to get, oh my god, you're going to die.
Like that one night.
Yeah, well, we don't mention that one night where I keep dying. But anyway.
Oh no, it was the ballsiest John Wayne thing I've seen.
Oh, when I went back and did it all, yeah.
With one revolver and 15 bullets, and I'm gonna take out 7 guys. Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
I took out a few.
Oh yeah, no, it was just like, I'm gonna go get my gun back. Kind of a moment.
Yeah. Some of the best times playing Star Citizens against the AI. And at the moment they rush it too, which is really bad because you're like, oh my god, help, run.
Yeah. And see, I think the reason why they're taking their time with AI on the ships is because eventually, and this is probably already in the plan, I don't know, I'm just assuming this. If hypothetically, if I have an 890 jump and you and Bruno and Red and all of us are flying around, then all of a sudden we get some assholes that decide to board our ship. Are these NPCs going to be armed, and are they going to defend the ship alongside you?
I imagine
that
so.
would be an interesting AI algorithm to see how it works. You know what I mean?
So they have said in previous telecasts that you can go through and flick your crew into a red alert state.
Yeah, yeah.
So you could use that for like boarding and stuff.
To see how they're going to do that. You know.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to be able to hire, a contingency of like 5 to, stay on your ship and protect it?
Yeah, I imagine you will. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see, because that would just be awesome. And then maybe, like idle conversation, like you're walking down the hallway and you pass one of your NPC Marines and he just says, morning, Commander, as you pass by.
Well, actually, the interesting thing about that is they were talking about the bartender and the AI assumption they're working with the bartender. And they actually said that when the bartender comes in 3.8, you're going to be able to have a conversation with him.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Right on.
Like, he'll ask you, like, how your day is and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to talk back to him, like, with your voice?
I'm not sure about that. You might have to do, like, at the moment at least, it might be on-screen command prompts, like, like it is, like, like, he'll come up with a checklist and you'll be like, yeah, okay, or shitty, or whatever. But he'll respond to your statements and... Yeah. Everybody goes on about them spending all this time working on the bartender AI, which obviously makes, the Astropub happy. But I was going to say, but at the end of the day, the fact is that once they get the AI for the bartenders down pat, they can then put it into the other ones.
Yeah, it's their test bed.
Yeah.
See, I see all these potentials for awesome directions of development, and they're probably going to do them, and the implementation obviously is going, when it first comes out, it's going to be janky, it's going to be buggy, and I'm expecting that. And I expect to have quite a few comedic moments, clip ready, but yeah, I'm excited. I am really excited to see what's going to come next and how they're going to do it, and all the shenanigans that are going to come from that, and then literally, be able to just come into Star Citizen, log in, get out of your bed on your 890 jump, you open up the doorway, you walk through the hallway, you have female NPC, she's like the one that brings you your coffee or, works in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You have another Marine NPC that's got like an HK walking through the hall, good morning, Captain, good morning, Captain, kind of a thing. And then you get up on the bridge and you hear Captain on the bridge and you just say status report. And then your NPCs proceed to tell you, en route to Levski Airport, ETA 6 hours, weapons, all that other stuff. You could tell, it's like you get into that Starship Captain kind of
the immersion
world. Yeah. And then it's like you don't pilot it, you don't fly it, but then you're directing your crew, you get to like wherever, Hurston or whatever, request docking, and then the NPC is like having chatter with like the control tower, and you just direct them from there. That's where I see the potential going, and it's awesome.
Yeah, but obviously all this sort of stuff is requiring server-side OCS, and without that, none of that's going to happen.
A fuck ton of testing and refining, and I'm waiting.
Yeah, but anyway, guys, that might be where we wrap up this stream. Obviously, guys, if you're watching this later on YouTube, feel free to jump into the stream when we are actually doing it. Normally, it is when Star Citizen goes live. Just obviously follow me on Twitter or on Twitch and turn on notifications, and obviously you'll find out exactly when that is. Apart from that, obviously, Def One, thanks for coming in and talking and doing this breakdown with me.
No problem. It was great to see you.
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job, and I'm really looking forward. CitizenCon, guys, I will be doing a live stream with Cobra TV. I'll put a link in the description below for his channel. That will be at the very least, it's going to be the major keynote. The rest of Star Citizen, I will be streaming all the panels. I will be streaming the whole day. We are going to be streaming the whole event. So, guys, like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is on Twitch. turn on notifications, and like we are just going to be having people in chat, and just basically watching Star Citizen and doing the breakdown and having chats about it, and yeah, should be good. Plus also, like I say, Cobra for the main keynote as well, so I'll be on his channel for that. But yeah, apart from that, guys, obviously like, subscribe, follow. If you're watching this later on YouTube, obviously hit that comment section. Let us know what you think of Inside Star Citizen. Are you happy with these short sort of, you know, dancing through the rain sort of episodes like he said a few weeks ago? Or are you like, no, I just want the content now, stuff CitizenCon? Or are you like, no, I understand CitizenCon, like me, for example, I get CitizenCon's a few weeks away. Yeah, and you expected the episodes to be a little light. Apart from that, guys, obviously, thanks everybody, and we will see you in the next video. Have a great day and enjoy.